Now, Memphis had been made a diocese about before we were, I think. Oh, I'm sure. And they've been yelling for it for years and weren't happy with the arrangements and so on. And every one of these episodes, we made up our minds that we're not going to be that way. We're going to work together for the honor and glory of God and the good of His people. And it just worked out beautifully. And we were blessed with Bishop Niedergesess, who was a native of Lawrence County. And his attitude was, what can I do to help you make it better? And that's the way he was. Now, he designated this building as the church, as the cathedral. And I got two reactions from that. I said, Bishop, it's not big enough. And he said, well, that's true. And I said, but that's not the big issue. Father Mankel has said that he will quit if his church becomes a cathedral. He could take care of a parish, but he could not take care of a diocese. So Sacred Heart was chosen, and rightly so, because it seated 1/3 more, was newer, and had parking. All this parking we have around here, I've appropriated since I came. And there was just no place to park here. Of course, when it was built, nobody had a car. They just walked to church. We would not have gone that far west had there been available property along Church Row, we call it now, at Kingston Pike. But there just wasn't anything left. And so they took a bold step forward and bought the property there on North Shore, and it was just a little narrow road, you know. It was 2 lanes, but it was not the popular thoroughfare that it is now. In 1986, and I was there for nearly exactly 10 years. Bishop Niedergesess wanted somebody that kind of knew the lay of the land, at least the name of the streets, to help him develop the new diocese of Knoxville. Now, those 5 years were tough years. 32, 33, 34, 35. They got so hard up just to pay bills that they sold some of the east end of it, facing Magnolia, often, I guess as they needed the money, they'd make a deal. So they did not end up with as much as they originally had. In 1942, the gym had been built, and the war canceled all building materials, so they were lucky to get it up. But then there was no more building all through the war and so on. And it was 52, I think, that in front of the gym were added 4 or 5 classrooms, the library, and the biology lab. And when I graduated in 53, there were 126 students in the whole school, and we just rattled around in that big building. Well, there'll be a parish in every county. And some of the parishes will tear their churches down and double the size. Others, especially if it's a big county, will have 2 parishes. You know, that's the kind of geometric growth we'll have.